When they're discharged, they head for the egg, and only the strongest will reach it. THC inhibits the pituitary gland from producing enough male sex hormone, so there's a reduction in the number of spermatozoa. Sperm receive their chemical energy from fructose, but THC also inhibits sperm from using fructose. As a result, the spermatozoa will suffer from a lack of strength. They'll become less mobile, be deformed and underdeveloped, and many may die. Here, a healthy spermatozoan has just reached the surface of the egg and is ready to enter it. This electron microscopic picture shows the dense protein content of the head. THC can destroy that protein, making the sperm too weak to penetrate the egg. These factors combined can create a potency problem, and in adolescent males they may retard sexual development and the development of masculine body characteristics. None of the widely used narcotics, tranquilizers, barbiturates, or alcohol have as devastating effect on the male sex hormones as THC. Chromosomes can also be damaged by cannabinoids. Chromosomes are submicroscopic particles in the nucleus of every cell. They contain genes, hereditary information, which are passed on to offspring. Except in the reproductive cells, there are 46 chromosomes in every cell of the body, including this white blood cell. THC can destroy many of them. Only 8 are left in this cell of a daily pot smoker, still in his early 20s. THC may also break and deform chromosomes. The same kind of destruction can occur in reproductive cells, leading to sterility or abnormalities in offspring. Smoking grass 3 times a week for a year can produce the kind of chromosome damage that high doses of radiation do, an amount equal to about 2,000 chest x-rays. No other illegal drug is known to ravage cell division to the extent marijuana does. Now, let's look at what happens to the immune system of a pot smoker. This is a white blood cell, stained to show up better. One of the main functions of white blood cells is to fight bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other invaders of the body. Cannabis impairs some of the white blood cells by deforming their nucleus. They're stoned too, and can't effectively fight infection, including this enemy, the virus of genital herpes. Marijuana greatly reduces the body's resistance to this disease. This is a macrophage, a type of cell that ingests bacteria and dirt particles. In the lung, for example, macrophages constitute the first line of defense as they try to prevent the toxic pollutants of marijuana from entering the bloodstream. But many of them, like this one, are disintegrated by THC, weakening the body's defense system.
I first started smoking pot out of curiosity, and when I started smoking I had health problems and they became worse as I continued to use drugs. And then the doctor told me that I had developed heart murmurs, and he said it could have been caused by pot smoking. And I never thought of it, but when you're passing the joint around, you know, you could pass along hepatitis or colds or herpes or what have you.
There's one more aspect about the use of marijuana I'd like to discuss: driving while cannabis intoxicated. One joint impairs a driver more than having a blood alcohol concentration of 0.1%, the legal definition of a drunk driver. In a California study, 100% of the drivers arrested for DUI who had no alcohol in their blood but showed positive for marijuana had failed the roadside dexterity test. Just 2 puffs on a street joint can have a detrimental effect on driving skills. The major problem is that pot often makes people feel that under its influence they drive better, when in reality the opposite is true. Statistically, pot users have 4 times more traffic accidents than non-users. The pot-high driver's distorted sense of time and speed makes him a hazard on the road.
When I first started getting stoned, I always promised myself I would never drive when I was stoned, and that promise has been broken. And I would drive quite often stoned. Distances just didn't seem right. I would approach a street or another car, and I just never seemed to get there. Or same with time. It took a lot longer to get there than it actually did. And I would stop at a green light thinking it was red. I was very paranoid, and I always thought people knew I was high, so I would drive real slow. And I would not remember having made a turn just a few seconds ago. And it's just a miracle I never got into an accident.
Mixing alcohol and marijuana undermines the driver's ability to drive safely even more and extends the duration of impairment. Pot and booze don't mix. In conclusion, I want you to be aware that marijuana is really a drug, not a recreational pastime. It's toxic and can be addictive. Smoking it can damage the lungs, the brain, the reproductive system, the immune system and cell division, and your personality. If you stop using marijuana, many of its adverse effects may clear up and disappear. If you don't quit toking, you'll continue to endanger your life and possibly the lives of others. Will you please remember this